morning, everyone. It's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. Alrighty. I think I will use, oh golly, all over the place with this camera. Need a cameraman or woman, a camera person. Alrighty. The Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti. It's funny because I mentioned I bought these in Berry probably a couple of years ago now. Time seems to have flown since we've had the pandemic. So much of life has changed though, I think for most of us. Anyway, and a lot of people did write back to me. I forget how many Australians watch me on YouTube, which makes me feel a little bit humbled by the whole journey. But a couple of people wrote to me about Berry and talked about the donut van, which used to be our stop when we met up, when we were going to the zoo or going to Nowra. We'd all stop at the donut van and have a coffee on the way through, so we'd meet people there. But it was a good meeting point. But the last time I went there, different people had it, and it wasn't quite the same as what it used to be. But still, and I guess at the moment, I haven't been to Berry for a while. I must be due for a visit. Maybe why I'm starting to think about it. Okay. It's a very different energy coming out of this deck. So I think you're going to get a very different energy coming forward here. Some of you dealing with people here who you're starting to realize aren't who they, I don't want to say pretended to be, but aren't who you thought they were. Very strong energy coming through here. So I might be about to read for some of you who have just entered into new situations, but you may be getting a lot of red flags here. Out. Get out. All right, let's see where we're going. All right, Seven of Wands coming through. So the Seven of Wands is a card that talks of standing your ground, fighting for what's rightfully yours. It's a card of very stubborn energy, but feeling also that you have to be defensive. So sometimes, you know, when people around you seem to be sort of clawing or picking at you or perhaps not representing themselves in a very good way, there's always this energy of having to fight back, become defensive, stand up for yourself. That's the energy coming through here. All right, Two of Swords. So some sort of decision needs to be made here. Not an easy decision, Two of Swords. Probably the hardest decision of all. That's why you don't want to make it. That's why you're blindfolded. There's a choice here. Do you stay with what you know or do you move on? With the Two of Swords, it very often means that you've got to cut something out. Maybe you're going to have to cut two things out. Maybe it's not really a matter of you know, two situations. It could be two people, two jobs. Whatever it is for you, one has to go here at least. All right, the Palace of Cups is coming through. Now, this is a card of this particular deck. We don't see these in the other decks. And the Palace of Cups is a beautiful place. It's a place where everything obviously is filled with love because it's full of cups. So it's sort of like your 10 of Cups in energy amplified. So I feel that something here presented itself as being this energy when in fact it's this energy. So something you have stayed or tried or pushed for or wanted because you thought it was right for you is now turning out to be something that you feel that you have to either defend yourself against or stand your ground on, and you're going to have to move forward because it's not the energy that you thought it was. All right, so brand new start, clarity, truth, understanding something here with great clarity, moving towards your own abundance. Okay. So some of you are fighting something, fighting against something. Realize you're fighting against something. This is really competition. This energy of realizing that you need to cut something out. It's not right for you. It's not what it started off as being. It's not what presented itself to you here. You're realizing this, having clarity, understanding, moving on towards your own abundance here. Okay, let's get your story. Ace of Wands, beautiful, brand new start. Two aces, in fact, because you've got the Ace of Swords in the mini story. So there's a feeling here that you want a new start. The Ace of Wands is about passion. It's about drive, fire, you know, that fire that sort of gets you going, that fire within. And you're wanting something here. You're wanting to move forward, you know, go towards what you want here. There's a different energy with that too this morning. All right, let's just get into it here. Three of Pentacles, very much, this is a brand new start. You may have already cut someone out of your life. You may have already let someone go here, because this Three of Coins says to me here that you are starting to work on something here yourself. You're starting to formulate some sort of plan for the future. Some of you may have walked away from a very fiery person. King of Coins, okay. So some of you could have walked away from a marriage here or a relationship. I feel like you've been dealing with someone who was either very narcissistic or very self-centered, may even have been quite aggressive or violent. So I feel like some of you are making some sort of new start here. So the mini story looks like it could sort of flip back a bit in the story. It could be the beginnings of a story and this could be the future. Just go with it. But some of you definitely taking up. Page of Wands coming through. Somebody's helping you to see here. Somebody's helping you move forward. Somebody's helping you see the truth, see what's going on here. You could be consulting. It's funny because with the What's Cracking reading was a similar energy. You could be consulting with a counselor or a psychic or somebody who's helping you see what you're not seeing. Or sometimes when you're in a very toxic situation, you get to a point where you really can't see the truth anymore because your own self-esteem, confidence, sense of self has been worn down so much that you can't really see what is happening to you. And when you've been in that situation a long time, you lose your sense of self. So if you're being gaslighted, for example, you start to believe that's you, not so much the other person. It's not a very nice energy that somebody is going through here, but I feel like somebody's helping you to see the truth here. They're bringing some news or some clarity. Two of Wands, something's going to allow you to move in a different direction here. Ace of Coins, wow. We have three aces coming up in this reading. So new starts all around for you. But they're not new starts in terms of just changing things. These are new starts because you have this sense of clarity, this sense of understanding what your situation has been and how you can move back into your own energy. A lot of money here. So it may have been that you weren't moving forward previously due to money constraints here. But I think you're just going to leave that. You've just realised it's just not worth fighting for. Okay, so we have the Magician coming through. The Magician talks about manifestation, but it also talks about having what you need, the tools you need. And sometimes we stay stuck in things because we feel like we don't have enough, we're not enough, we can't make it on our own. And if you've been with someone who's worn you down a great deal, then you don't always have the self-belief either. And the worst part is, for some people who've been in this situation, your childhood still sort of supports what you're feeling and doing, when in reality, you may have picked your person because of your childhood. There's a lot of energy of patterns, cycles here. Okay. I have the Four of Coins. Now, the Four of Coins is about hanging on. It's about hanging on to this resources, hanging on to money here and refusing to see a way forward. For some of you, this has been a long time. You've been going through this for a very long time. You've been dealing with someone who's very, very, I want to say fiery, because it always feels a little bit nicer to say fiery, but I actually think this person is very destructive. Maybe not just towards you either. This could be a destructive energy that they just, their heart is black. Wow. Okay. Let's just keep going here. The Death card coming through. Some of you could be dealing with Scorpios here. This is about drastic change. This isn't a gentle change. This isn't a nice change for some of you. This is drastic. This is knowing that you can't, maybe you've stayed in this relationship because of the security, because of the financial reasons, but you're realizing now that this is a very toxic situation that's not changing. In fact, I feel like you're starting to see it either get worse, or you're starting to be more aware. You're starting to understand your truth more. So maybe you're seeing things more because you're getting more in touch with your spirituality. Okay, Two of Cups coming up down here. Now, it's really funny because the What's Cracking reading this morning ended up with new love at the end of it. And it's really interesting how this soulmate cards come through. So the person you're with, even though they may be very toxic, they may have been a really big mistake for you, this person has been here to teach you lessons. They are a soulmate. And a lot of people sort of glorify this idea of soulmates. But in fact, soulmates come in all shapes, sizes. This could be a relationship you have with a family member. A soulmate can be somebody here who's been sent in to help you see something, especially with this sort of message or energy coming through, allowing you to see something for a truth, something for real, something that you've not really seen a certain way before. But I'm going to clarify the soulmate card here. All right, so I have this energy of you fighting, being defensive. Something has to go here. You're looking to cut something out of your life. It's not serving you anymore. I feel like there was a time when this sort of was your dream, was everything you wanted it to be, but now you're seeing the truth here and you're walking towards your own door, your own abundance, your own independence. Seeing the truth. Seeing the truth, allowing things to die off, allowing things to go. For a lot of you, this is your partner or a partner that you're in a relationship or a marriage with here. But the universe is saying to you, you have all the tools you need. You've got to stop worrying about these 3D things that are holding you back. You know, sometimes when you're in these toxic situations and you're not manifesting the way you should, it's because you're in that situation. So sometimes things just seem to go wrong or do not go right, or whatever you'd like to say it as, because your energy is low and you're vibrating at a low energy. So you seem to attract in more doubt, more insecurity, more pain. And the universe is saying here, you have everything you need. You have everything you need. All right, Knight of Coins coming through. I'm just clarifying the Two of Cups here, and I've got the Knight of Coins. Actually, I'll put them up the top. That's what I normally do, isn't it? Actually, down here. Queen of Cups coming through. Okay. Beautiful. Oops. Some of you are moving towards someone else. Some of you have been trying to get out of a toxic situation to move towards new love here, for sure. Because we have the Knight of Cups coming through with the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. So some of you making a decision to move away from a toxic situation towards new love. You could be a water sign dealing with an earth sign here. Water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Slow energy. Something has been slow coming to light here. You may have had some sort of awakening here that's made you realize that where you are isn't where you want to be. But moving towards something and cutting out, again with this Two of Swords coming through, making a decision to cut something out of your life in order to move towards something else. Very slow moving energy here though. Okay, so I'll just pull you an oracle card. Which one do we want? Journey of Love. Let's go with that. And I think that one comes out. Sometimes we just have a way of picking our own cards. 27, number 9, end of a cycle. Beautiful. 27. Ethereal touch. It's a bit shiny, isn't it? Spirit is present in your very touch at this time. That's why you've got the Magician here. And you are having an impact on the world around you, particularly your close relationships, in ways that are far more profound than may be immediately obvious. The touch of your soul is ethereal, spiritual, of light and sound. It moves the heart and opens pathways of possibility through love, faith and trust that would otherwise be impossible to access. Trust in the presence of the divine in your touch, physical and spiritual. Your healing presence is making waves of love rise and stir in this world, and the divine lives and breathes through you. Remember that though the sacred temple of your body gifts you with hands through which to hold and give, it is the soul within the flesh that renders touch a sacred healing. This oracle guides you to accept and embrace your healing abilities and to trust that you can feel your way through life by opening your hands to receive and taking hold of the opportunities that are presented to you. You are meant to touch the world with your spirit. Wow, beautiful. There's a very romantic poem there, but I'm not going to read that today. Have a wonderful day.